Yo, Lorenzo here. So, what's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Okay, interesting topic today, I think. So, we're gonna talk about, not talk about, but I will suggest to you two films today. Okay, and let's talk about horror films. Okay, what do you know about horror? Okay, horror, ghost, serial killers, monsters, fairies, poltergeist, exorcist, what else? Zombies, werewolves, vampires, mummies, um, sea monsters, invisible man, all that stuff. Frankenstein, horror in general. Okay, so this is my take on horror. You want to know what scares me the most besides monsters and ghosts or hauntings? It's not the supernatural stuff. Okay. I'm more of the natural stuff. What does exist, what we see, and who we see. And who are they? They're people, human beings. I think they scare the living crap out of me because human beings, they can do really, really horrific stuff. Human beings can be monsters. They can do acts of monsters. Really horrible stuff. I mean, look at Hitler, Stalin, Chairman Mao, Mussolini. Who's the other guy? Pol Pot. I mean, look at what those guys did. Genghis Khan, Vlad the Impaler. A lot of those guys are horrible, horrible human beings and scared the crap out of me. So I'm going to suggest horror films that the perpetrator, the villain, is human. It just scares you because these things does happen. It can happen. So yeah, let's see. Two horror films. All right. Let's start. One is a Spanish film that I recommend to you that I watched just, I think, a few days ago. It's a Spanish film made by a Spanish director. I forgot what's his or her name is, but let's talk about his or her film. It's called Thesis. Okay. Thesis is a film probably you've never heard of. That's right. Thesis, the film. So it's about this girl. Okay, she's a film student and she's studying in this film school and she's about to take her thesis, all right, in film. So the topic she chooses is violence, the acts of violence. Torturing people, boiling people to death, gouging one's eyeball, hammering into the head, burning someone alive, those type of stuff, beating up some woman to death, all that stuff. But what interests her is the sound, the audio visualization of violence. So that's really kind of twisted, right? But she's a film student, she's an artist. You gotta have that in mind, the creative juices. So anyways, she starts to involve herself in that topic, and then she realizes that there's this tape that her professor, her mentor in film, died a sudden death. Okay, where he actually fainted from seeing this sort of film, and then she discovers it, she steals it, and she watches it, and wow, it's a snuff film. Okay, what's a snuff film? A snuff film is where an actual murder has taken place on camera, recorded. Where someone is killing someone on record, and you get to watch it. You see that a lot these days. With the ISIS videos, the cartel videos, war videos, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas videos. All that stuff. Terrible, terrible stuff. Even murder videos you'd see online. My gosh, Anyways, those are snuff films. Not for the faint of heart. You wouldn't want to watch one of those because once you watch one of those, you'll never forget what you've seen. So anyways, she came across a snuff film and she was like, oh crap, I think the girl in the video is from this film school. So, right, so she goes into this investigation and realizes that, you know, one of the professors is involved in this sick snuff business. So there you have it. I won't tell you the rest. Um, Darker days for her. It's actually a really interesting film because it's very different. It's something new and terrifying at the same time. And my gosh, it can be happening right now. You know, you never know. So yeah, that's a film I suggest. It's called Thesis, a Spanish film made in the 90s. All right, go check that out. Really interesting, I promise. The second one, wow, this second one is kind of, this one scared me, particularly about home invaders. All right, people that invade your homes. Wow, and it's not like John Wick where the home invaders invaded him and he goes all gun ho on those guys. No, no, no. This one is real. A real situation, not like the Last House on the Left where there's revenge and all that. This one is just plain home invasion where this family, very wealthy family, and they go to this beach house in the lake. A rich family. They have a sailboat. They have a big house, mansion type. So they go there for a vacation. Okay, probably in the summer, and then these two idiots, these two knuckleheads wearing white, they they have a history of storming in rich people's houses and killing them, and unfortunately they stormed into their house, so they start playing their deadly games. My goodness, a game of torment, humiliation, torture, pain. My goodness. And no, the good guys don't win here. You don't see that. You don't see any goodness in this film. You don't see any any redemption here. It's all pure darkness because of the poor decisions being made by the victims or the main characters. So yeah, this one is a German film. It's called Funny Games, and wow, it's a must watch. This film, it gives me the chills, which is because as although I'm not a family man yet, but as you become a family man, you have to bulk up, go to the gym, because once you see this film and you're all you're businessman type, you're skinny as hell. My goodness, how can you defend your wife and your kid from home invaders? So this film is like a warning. Like, if you don't have this masculine man physique and you're a family man and you have a house in the middle of the woods or in the deserts or in the middle of nowhere, you have to prepare yourself for worse situations like this, like the one in Funny Games. So yeah, this one made me, you have to have this masculine physique to defend your woman and your child. So it all goes back in the Bible, where men we're born to protect our families. Just that. So anyways, Funny Games, very, very disturbing German film. I suggest you watch that. But why don't you just double bill it with Thesis and Funny Games? Wow. So Thesis is a Spanish film, don't forget, and Funny Games is a German film. There's two versions. One is a remake, but don't watch the remake, even though it's made by Michael Haneke, who's the director of the first one. So watch the first one. It was also made in the 90s, I think 1997 or something. Yeah, Funny Games. Wow, terrifying film, horrifying, scared the living crap out of me. But of course, The Exorcist is still number one. I can't watch that again. That's so. That's like I just can't do it. But it's still one of the best horror films. So, anyways, Funny Games, Thesis, watch those international brilliant horror films. So that's it, guys. Don't forget, eat well, exercise, pray to the Almighty, keep up with the news, and stay cool, guys. Ciao.